Hey guys, it's EzraTime here, and today we're going to be reviewing The Black Phone, which is a horror movie that released back in June 2020. The Black Phone is actually it's one of my anticipated movie, in June, besides Jurassic World, obviously. But I did plan to see the Black Phone on theaters. However, my for some reason my local theaters doesn't exactly show the movie. Like the movie actually play on Indonesian. It was actually play like last month, obviously, but it just for some reason doesn't really show on my nearest theaters, and so that's why I can really watch it on theaters, which is really sucks, But I just recently watched it. I just recently watched it like today, and I immediately start to do a review, obviously. And yeah, so the Black Phone is obviously a supernatural horror movie directed by Scott Derrickson. You might know him from, the Sinisters, right? And then, well, I guess Doctor Strange, the first one, right? And he is actually supposed to be directing Doctor Strange 2, but because of like creative differences, Scott Derrickson decided to make The Black Phone, which honestly I'm glad he does that because The Black Phone is a really good horror movie in my so the Black Phone is about, I guess I'll tell the synopsis for the movie is about a young kid named Finney, played by Mason Thames, I think, and where he was captured by the Grabber, played by Ethan Hawke, and is the story is about Finney trying to escape from the Grabber, and but he got some help from the previous victim of the Grabber, like the kids that the Grabber killed before is helping Finney to how to escape from the Grabber, obviously. And then Finney is actually using this black phone in the basement, basically, that he was there. And apparently he's the only one that can hear the black phone, ringing. Well, I mean, the Grabber also can hear the black phone ringing, and the story just start there, basically. And obviously, you get some other side plot, you could say, where Gwen, which is Finney's sister, played by Madeline McGraw, I think, she's basically has his own. She has her own adventures, basically. What maybe not adventures wasn't the right word for it, but she's basically has her own mission to find Finney, her brother, obviously, and then she has also has this clue to where he is, but she needs to piece it together, basically. um so the entire movie is about building suspense, obviously because you want Finney to escape the Grabber and all that kind of stuff. And the movie does a good job for making you care for the characters because from the first like 20 or 30 minutes, it's not even about the Grabber yet, but it's about Finney and her sister, and then their relationship with the abusive father, played by Jeremy Davies. And it's basically they're building up Finney's character, like what he was doing in the school and all that kind of stuff, and introducing the world around him, So that's when he was kidnapped by the Grabber, you actually really care for Finney, and you actually want uh Finney and Gwen to reunite, and that's great. That's I think a horror movie that actually make you care for the characters is actually really really good. I mean, I guess it applied to every single movie in general. Um, so yeah, I think the positive part that's the first one. Obviously, they have a build up. Obviously, it takes a while. Well, not maybe not a while, but it does take some time before we get to the Grabber scene. And basically building up this character, but you actually care for Finney because there is this 20 minutes of the first 20 minutes of the movie, and you got some great performance, obviously, by again Mason Thames does a great job as Finney. Madeline McGraw as Gwen is also great. Ethan Hawke as the Grabber is really really creepy in my opinion. Because I think a lot of people who already watched the movie agree that Ethan Hawke is amazing in this movie. And he's just super super creepy as the Grabber, right? Like you have no idea what he's gonna do next, and he does wear several different masks to show his emotion. And when he is angry, like he's actually really really scary. I'm not even joking. And that's why Ethan Hawke is just great, in my opinion. Great performance. And Jeremy Davis is like, I mean, okay, he plays Terrence, which is the Finney and Grant abusive father, but at the same time, it's just, I mean, it's there. Like, it's not the greatest performance in my opinion, but it's there. It's solid at least. It does serve right for the characters, And we also got some character named Max, played by James Ramsone. You guys might know James Ranson from the It Chapter 2, where he play Eddie, I think the adult version of Eddie. He also plays some characters on Sinister and Sinister 2, also directed by Scott Derrickson. Well, the first one. But yeah, he's also, I guess, great. He's like a comedic relief in the character, but I would say there is more to the character without spoiling anything, obviously. Um, and Scott Derrickson, like, direction is amazing. Obviously, the cinematography was also amazing, because like, it does some if there is some creepy factors in the movie as well, because the way it was shot, it was like, yeah, it does look exactly like the 70s, obviously, because the movie took place on 1978, and then the cinematography, the direction was just like amazing. It make you actually feel transported back to the 70s, and it does add to the creepiness of the grabber, in my opinion, and how the environment around them was shot. The other stuff is obviously the musical score, obviously by Mark Corvin, I think. Yeah, Mark Corvin. Like, he's actually like this movie pretty much have some creepy music in the background, but not the entire time, obviously. I think for the most part, it's just like you see Finney doing all this different stuff to escape, and then like Mark Corvin, like, score just play on several occasions, but they are good score. I think they really elevate the scene, especially the main title sequences, which is amazing. And you got the amazing score, you got the title obviously is like scoring in, and then how the way it was shot, it was just amazing. um and there is also this cool shot about like a flashback, basically, but it was shot in a VHS type of stuff, like a really old camcorder kind of stuff. And I think that was unique, that you shot like a dream sequence or like a flashback sequence using this like old like camera, basically, like kind of like a VHS recording, basically. And I think that fits so well to the movie. It does add to the creepy factor as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all the positive thing. I guess the negative part that I can say about this movie is that I kind of wish, I don't know. I feel like the movie could have been way more darker than it is. Like, don't get me wrong, it was pretty dark in my opinion, but it wasn't like super dark. Like, I feel like it could have been more darker in the movie, especially for the grabber's character. Like, Ethan Hawke is great as a grabber. But at the same time, I wish we could see more of him in the movie. Like, I guess the amount of screen time that he has was also like, it is. I guess it's a lot of screen time. It's not just like a 5 minute screen time. Obviously, he is a lot of screen time, but at the same time, I feel like I feel like I want to see more of it. Because he is so great. I want to see more of him. And but at the same time, not seeing a lot of him kind of add to the mystery. At the same time, like, who is the grabber? We don't even know his real name, right? So it's just like the grabber, like, who is he, and then why is he doing this and all that kind of stuff. Like, we have no idea. He just that way. So that's why I kind of feel like they could go on more with the grabber. They could go on to a way more darker route for the character, and it seems like that way for the character, but it didn't actually went that way, and that kind of disappointed me at some point, because like they kind of build this up to be this really messed up dude, and he is messed up, but I feel like they could use more of him, in my opinion. Like, they could get gone to 11 basically for the grabber. And I guess for Jeremy Davis' character, Terrence was not really. I don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about him. Because like the movie kind of built him to be this abusive father, but not really at the same time. So I was like, okay, like, which one are you? So like, how do I should feel about this? But at the same time, Jeremy Davis does have a good performance. So I guess that kind of that kind of pays off, at least in the end. And it's just like, yeah, I feel like this movie could have been way more. And James Ranson's character, Max, I feel like he could use a lot more screen time, in my opinion. Because he kind of just feel like he kind of just being in the movie, basically. That's how I felt. And I feel like we could use more time to know his character a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I really love this movie. I think Scott Derrickson does a great job for directing this movie, and he does say he has some ideas for a sequel, I think, or like potential sequel. And if the movie was successful, obviously, because the Black Phone has a budget for about 18 million, I think, 18 million, sorry, and then it made 116 million on the box office. So like, that's a lot of money, to be fair, for an 18 million budget. So like, it's pretty clear this movie is successful, people loving it. So I think we're gonna see a sequel to this. I don't know how the sequel is going to be. I don't know how Scott Derrickson's idea is going to be, but he does say it's a wonderful idea. But I guess we'll see. I'm open for more sequel, but at the same time, I don't know, man. After watching this movie, it seems like this could just be a one and done movie for me. But at the same time, we'll wait and see what Scott Derrickson's idea was, because this is also based on the short story uh by Joe Hill, which is I think Stephen King's son, I think, right? So yeah, that's I think that's one of the reasons why it's great. Could have been more, but at the same time, it was like yeah, it was okay. I guess it was good enough for the movie it was. And yeah, I guess as a final rating, I'm gonna give this movie I guess a 9 out of 10. It was great enough. I have a good time watching this movie. I know that I could this movie I didn't give it a 10 because I feel like this movie could have been way more than it is. I feel like there's a lot more potential to become more darker and more scarier than before, but it does have a great suspense. So and great performance by Thames, McGraw, and then Hawke, obviously. So those three are great in this movie. So I really really uh I really think this movie is great, because of them, because of how it's shot, because of the score, obviously, because of the story, the suspense, and all that kind of stuff. So it's a 9 out of 10. But yeah, that's my thought and review for the Black Phone. And do you guys watch the Black Phone? If you did, then tell me what do you guys think about the movie. Do you guys love it? Do you guys think that this could have been way more than it is? Because I heard some people are disappointed. So feel free to leave your opinions about the Black Phone in the comment section below. I like to hear your opinions about it. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this review, then leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notification, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think that's it for this review, guys. Stay tuned for more reviews in the future, I guess, or reaction videos in the future. We'll see what this is gonna be. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye.